Go left.
Tell it boy fig one film yelling soaking blood clot. Dick stains on my dick hang like a nunchuck. Anyway, that Cambridge, I'm just trying to get my nuts sucked. Pure skill when I gun bust. Glock 50 on my niggas acupuncture. Fuck like it's a dip night. Get your mind right. Only way a nigga's going if I get.
I'm literally just aiming at the same spot. Yeah. Yo, what's going on, guys? We're watching that quality content, and today I'm once again making a class setup video for specifically ranked play. Also very good in pubs, but that's a little different of a field to get into. You guys had a lot of comments and concerns and questions and a lot of confusion about how my perks were weird and all that. So that video was made just before a big update, so I'm gonna get into that and show you guys everything truly to the latest builds possible. So we're gonna start off with the MP40. The MP40 that everybody knows. This one is Fortified Ninja. You do not have double time. Of course, that is going to affect you for breakoffs and things like that. So this is more of an S&D class. If you kind of have an idea what your mind is going to be set on for the play, maybe you already have Diddy ready, so you're allowed to run something like double time, and when you need Ninja to pop it, then pop it. As for the gun itself, muzzle brake, accuracy. Some people like compensator. Some really believe flash hider reduces weapon bloom. Personally, I don't like how it reduces ADS speed. Compensator is cool, but the best feeling one to me personally is rifle break, and honestly, regardless of what you use, there is going to be weapon bloom, and I can't really make a comment that one is better than the other when it comes to that. So I prefer this one, and I think the majority of people do anyways. The one and only barrel that honestly you should use, that's not allowed. That is allowed, actually. Yeah, that is allowed, but makes it very inaccurate. It's not worth all that extra speed. And then of course this one is also not allowed. So of course the first barrel, highly accurate. This may be the go-to reason as why to your build could be so much better than maybe what you already have. Besides that, when it comes to accuracy, the only other thing you're gonna get from that is gonna be stippled, recoil recovery, initial accuracy. There's some other options you could try out, and I'll give you guys a little change of an MP40 if you are so bored with this class. I'm sure many of you have seen this class everywhere, but I can give you one that's a little different and technically statistically more accurate. ISO 1, 3 ADS speed, no cons to it, or ISO 2. Personally, I felt like ISO 2 had less bloom. Just a personal thing, it probably isn't true, but ISO 1, I switched it to it. It looks a lot better, a lot cleaner, and you can kind of see more around the site. The folding sauce, sprint to fire, movement speed. The most important thing I feel like in Vanguard is sprint to fire, because this game is absolutely garbage with that. Believe it or not, it's worse than MW. I did anything that was possible, so you need to make sure you have sprint to fire on. This drops it by, a good 10%. Well, increases, reduces, whatever. So 150. That's relatively a good number. I mean, of course, you'll be faster than other players on the map that have an AR, and the pistol is faster than you, I think. But again, you are an MP40. Don't get cracked. It just like cancels up close. I wouldn't recommend anything else here. They're all relatively just gonna reduce you in some way as a sub player. You just don't want to lose. Maybe remove stock. I have seen it before, but it's just not worth that. I feel like that's gonna really chalk up your weapon bloom. Pistol grip, like I said, sprint to fire and hip fire. Now there's gonna be another one I'm gonna show you guys, so just wait. Other than that, there is other cool options. I mean, I feel like you could mess around with this if you really wanted to, but this is overall gives you the hip fire that you need in games like Vanguard and Modern Warfare, and it gives you the sprint to fire that you need really bad in this game. So the -1 recoil control and accuracy is made up for with a stippled, so no need to worry about that. LinkedIn, plus your bullet velocity, subs already don't have much anyways, so if you wanted to run like FMJ, you can kind of see how much that hurts you. 350 can be quite noticeable, especially playing on maps like Bluetooth or trying to get some certain engagements like maybe long on P1 or some weird scenarios where you will feel this. You will feel the difference. So LinkedIn is by far the best option. And Embrace for the initial accuracy and recoil control, and Quake, sprint to fire. I mean, sprint speed. Of course, sub players, you want to be sprinting. There isn't really another one you want to run. So that's gonna be it for this MP40. But the one that I want to show you guys that you might like is gonna be this one right here. All right, so you see, the only thing that changed is Carver instead of pistol grip, and fabric instead of stippled. So you kind of see how this one gives you recoil control and hip fire, as opposed to hip fire, sprint to fire. So it might seem a little strange, as I said, how much important it is to have sprint to fire. That gets made up for on fabric. If you lose one accuracy, that gets made up back on Carver in a sense. Not really. It doesn't give you accuracy, but it does give you recoil control, which muzzle brake then, you know, counters that. So you're not actually losing accuracy overall. So with this class, you lose an overall 8 sprint to fire speed, 8 ms. Are you gonna feel it? You might not, but it's literally 8 milliseconds of a difference. Same ADS speed, but what's different is that the vertical and horizontal. As you can see with this class setup, 27 horizontal and 66.5 vertical. And as with the other MP40, as you'll see, 27.6 and 75.5. So this one has, the fabric Carver has more vertical recoil control and just barely more horizontal recoil control. So up to you guys. You could try this class out. It has only 8 less sprint to fire speed, and you know, tell me what you think about it. Maybe there's less bloom. I mean, there is less recoil, so it should in a way help. So you guys tell me how you think about it, and yeah, I hope that spiced it up a little bit for you guys. Now just for my classes, we got Fortified Ninja, Fortified Double Time. This one will be mainly for just respawn. This game isn't as loud as MW, so you probably can get away with, like, you know, using this in S&D. And Fortified Survival, I haven't really tried this too much. I mean, for certain hills like Bokage on like Bow Hill, I mean, if you're just gonna be running there real quick, just laying on the hill, I mean, this is a soaker class in my opinion, really trying to soak things up. So it's good. Honestly, double time in this game isn't as good as what it is in like MW. I feel like you could live without double time, but of course, certain breakoffs you definitely want to be using double time, like P1, P2. As for the ARs, there's gonna be a slight change, at least in my classes. Fortified Ninja, as you see, Fortified Double Time, and Fortified Survival Training. Now, this class might be pretty good as an AR. You don't need to run around the map as much as your sub players, and you can really lock areas down. They can't stun you out, and they have to really try their best to nade you out. So I feel like more people should be using this class if they aren't already. Now, the only change as from my last class is Compensator, which I'll explain in a second. So recoil controls all Compensator does. The one that a lot of people love is F8 Stabilizer, which is really good, like really good. But you lose sprint to fire speed and hip fire accuracy. Now, hip firing with AR is questionable to even do in the first place, but the sprint to fire is noticeable. You pull up the gun faster. This gun already doesn't have a good sprint to fire speed, so you kind of just hurt yourself more with F8. If you are someone who can use Compensator, I highly suggest you do. Most pros are now running Compensator anyways, but some aren't. It is preference at the end of the day. It's very minimal differences from either or, but it does feel a lot smoother to run over F8 Stabilizer. Nostalgia Sniper Barrel, easily. I mean, everyone's been using this barrel from day one. If you want to be a little weird, you could try this barrel, but you're not getting that bullet velocity, and it's technically more accurate horizontally, but that's really going to be it for you. I mean, you're losing a lot of bullet velocity and losing a lot of range. As you can see, 4,000, 1.2 versus 2.5, 800. Plate Reflector, Skeletal Stock, able to walk over peak, strafe a little bit. You know, strafing isn't what it used to be, but strafing. Use sprint to fire, which is going to be the reason why this gun is so slow in that regard, but it's traditionally going to be what an AR is supposed to be. Hand stop is the best stop. Leave it at that. Recoil, accuracy, lose the hip fire, which again, don't be too concerned about that, which is still really good. 9 dag is still pretty good. All mags are GA'd, so you know, that's why I haven't mentioned certain attachments like F8 on the sub that is GA'd. FMJ is really, really good. Like, yes, you can use LinkedIn, but there is a test video on Twitter, I believe, and shooting someone across my Gavutu is nearly not even recognizable, someone having LinkedIn or not. So it's just no point. More uses out of FMJ in this game than there is for LinkedIn for the AR. Personally, I run Fabric. Again, I like to feel smoother, quicker. I am a main sub, so if I do need an AR, I do want to feel kind of good with it. If you can catch a drift, maybe that the other team isn't very fast, because you know amateur players are very fast. They just sprint at you and abuse you. But if you feel the map is a bit more controlled, I do recommend to run like maybe granular. Lets you walk more stability. It's just a nice thing to have, but overall, stippled is a great choice too. So I feel like you go through stippled, granular, but if you really want to feel your best, like movement wise and just aiming in and everything, it's gonna be Fabric Compensator. You can change Fabric to stippled and then change this over to M3 because it gives you the ADS, it gives you the walking 2 of granular, and it gives you sprint to fire speed. And then you would only be losing hip fire, or you'd be losing some recoil control which can be made up over here on stippled. You see what I'm saying? Unless you don't want to combine granular with the M3 ready grip to even walk more. You know what I mean? But overall, don't make it too complicated. You walk, fast enough with this build, and it's not gonna be too much more of a difference the other way around. So this is the best one for me personally. Tight grip, sleight of hand was pretty good, and it does feel great to use, but already with fabric and compensator, I feel like you do need tight grip, and you have 30 bullets down the mag. So you AR players are way more blessed, and they buffed the TTK on it. So this gun is honestly way better, and it was already good to begin with. And of course, on hand, I have seen people get a little weird and use like fast melee, because again, if you get caught in situations as an AR in your face, you might be able to swing at them, and fast melee is actually very annoying. Like, you swing very fast to get hit, they look at the sky, you swing again, and the gunfight's done. You won. It's happened to me in some very crucial times, and it's very corny, but it's not GA'd, so be more than welcome to run it if you really want. But don't say I told you, okay? Because don't do that. Now, as for the sniper, it's very basic. There's a lot of GAs, so you can't do anything that helps you with ADS speed. So because you get to use any attachment in the game, every attachment in the game, I use accuracy, L break. Suppressors are not allowed, compensator, whatever. Maybe you want to it doesn't really matter. L break, compensator. You pull the trigger, you have to cock it back. It doesn't really matter with recoil control. FX stabilizer, again, doesn't matter. The damage range isn't even useful. Like, look at how much range that thing has. Like, I promise you don't need more range. And you're just gonna lose sprint to fire and hip fire, so it's not worth it. I use pistol grip to pull the gun up faster, and hip firing, it does make the gun feel overall better. Instead of putting each bullet in at a time, just put a whole clip in it. That's all it does. Everything else is gonna have a like ADS speed or others fire rate damage that modifiers you can't use. Lengthen, I feel like you could debate on using that or not, like maybe with FMJ, but how often do you actually just wallbang with a sniper? Personally, I just stick to lengthen to make sure that bullet really does just travel and hit my target. Granular, you want to walk around and shoot back. Of course, you want to overpeak with a sniper rifle, so I recommend granular. Groove does make you walk a little faster, but you lose ADS and sprint to fire, and again, you can't use any ADS attachments, so it's already gonna be slow enough, so I would not use it. The third barrel, VDD 98, lets you be able to walk, initial recoil accuracy, and it's, again, it allows you to overpeak corners, things of that nature. So, if you were to use something else, I could maybe recommend Thumbhole for more flinch resistance, but at this point, this class is kind of pretty good with flinching. Elite or a driller, you could use driller for it's pretty much like a free FMJ. Personally, I have honestly never hit a sniper where this was because of the reason. So I just take the fleet to move around a little better, feel a little loose if I'm trying to overpeak or just walk with a sniper. And deep breath, hold my breath longer. You could maybe run like on hand, I guess, or something else like heavy hit or fast melee, but this is just kind of what I run. Now, the reason why I'm not showing you guys the barrel is because this would be the only one that's allowed, because this is ADS speed, larger one hit kill areas. That's banned. That's not even GA. I think that's just straight up banned. And then this is like a suppressor sniper barrel, which loses bullet velocity. I don't know if that's allowed or not, but you lose bullet velocity, and I'm gonna just assume anything that's suppressed is gonna be GA or banned. I do have two sniper classes. If I want to rush to a certain little spot faster with this one, or not, I don't know. I haven't really decided. I just have two classes. As for the rat, I have FA stabilizer. It is not GA'd on this gun. The only other thing I could say is running rifle. Rifle is pretty nice. It's very similar to stabilizers 2 versus 1. People prefer this one only because you don't lose any sprint to fire time like you would with F8, and it's closer to the MP40 sprint to fire type anyways, but has a way better ADS speed. But nonetheless, this just has a better look with the sight, because when you're aiming down the gun, as you can see, like, it's just, the barrel is just a straight little muzzle. Heavy trigger, this gives you ADS speed, which is GA'd, and you lose fire rate, so I wouldn't use it personally. I know rank play has changed where some of these things are actually banned, so you would know ahead of time that you can't use them. If you want to break GAs on any attachments that are possibly allowed in rank play, do what you gotta do for the win. I know a lot of people are running trophy systems, and that's not allowed, professionally or at an amateur level, but I know they're not banned as of a few days ago from when I played. No barrel needed. They're gonna shoot straight, and if you run a barrel, you're gonna lose a lot of ADS, sprint to fire, all that stuff that you want with a pistol. So like on a pistol doesn't obviously shoot very fast with the velocity, so just throw on the lengthen. Stippled semi-auto pistol, initial shot and recoil, so you shoot over and over, stipple is definitely the best option here. Fleet for the movement speed, and quick for sprint speed. I keep saying sprint to fire. So this is the fastest way to move in the game. So we're running off spawn with the pistol. Use a pistol. Don't run around with a sub in your hand. There's a little side treat that I've showed in the last video, I believe. The Thompson. You guys can copy this down and try it. I'm not gonna get in depth about it. Used for certain hills. You gotta try to understand, maybe like P5 Tuscan. You got a 50-round drum to just pre-fire that door. Things like that. You know, think about where you want to use it. Maybe on Bokage, it's pretty good. And then the AS44, which I don't know if things have changed yet. If Gung Ho's even G8 or banned, no one talks about it. But if you run Gung Ho, I'm gonna take it off. Look at my sprint to fire time, 262, right? Throw it on, 179. And this is the build. I made a pretty accurate build. I'm trying to worry about sprint to fire time a little bit. And this gun, TTK, is disgusting. This gun can really do it all and just joke anybody on the map. And honestly, what makes it even comfortable at all is Gung Ho. That allows you to pull up the gun and shoot back and sprint and shoot. So if you guys want to try this class out, I do, you know, I recommend it. It is a pretty cool gun. It's weird. And you probably get some people mad with it. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. It's been your boy Marskies, and let me know down below. This should be my last video for class setups, rank play at least, for Vanguard. We're getting close to the next game somewhat, and I still have to finish some more videos for revisiting old CODs. And Black Ops 1 Plutonium just came out, so expect to see that to be the next video. Hope you guys all enjoyed it. This video might have been a little longer than usual, but I really tried to break it down for you guys. Hope you all enjoyed. Bye-bye.